The crazy thing about the transfer portal is after I react to this video about the top prospects in the transfer portal, there will be a whole nother list of probably 10 to 20 more with the playoffs ending and the portal officially opening. But one of my favorite channels, Scott Fisher, he does some really great work on the college football scene. Make sure y'all go support him. He's going to talk about the top 50 players in the transfer portal so far, give his opinions, and I'll kind of speak through some of the situations as well. Currently, there's like over 3,000 non-Division I players in the portal as it stands. This is set up to be one of the crazier portals. Every year it's set up to be a crazy portal, but let's hear what he has to say.
Being in full swing right now, I just honestly wanted to go through all the top players and talk about my thoughts. I'm literally just going to go down the list of the 24/7 Sports rankings and talk about my thoughts on players, if I think they should be ranked there, who they are, and just literally give a free ball opinion about all of this stuff. But before we get started, if you're a big fan of college football, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you didn't support today's video, and let me know what player, team, topic, or situation I can cover next. Now let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so coming in at number 1, we have Cam Coleman. He was a 5-star recruit and a guy that many expected to enter the portal because of the new staff that came in. Honestly, he's probably the most exciting player in this year's transfer portal, and he definitely deserves to be ranked number 1. Ranked right below him, we have Chaz Coleman of
I do want to speak a little bit on Cam Coleman. So there has been some leaks about, people who are already interested. My Longhorns are interested. Texas A&M seemingly has been putting out some feelers as well. And Oregon, I think, is the only non-Southern school kind of in the mix right now. I have to assume that Georgia's going to want to try to get Cam Coleman. But he's 6'3", a freak of an athlete. He catches everything. He can get busy with the ball down the field too. Like, he is just a real deal scary man with the football in his hand, or going to climb the ladder for the football. Like, he is a dog amongst dogs out there in Auburn, and he is really one of those people who has just been sadly having to deal with awful quarterback play out there in Auburn.
No relation to Cam, and he's considered a 5-star player as well. These are the only 2 5-stars in the portal, and I'm not sure why. Chaz was great coming out of high school, but he didn't have insane stats by any means. I guess it's based purely off potential, but he will be a good get regardless. Brendan Sorsby and Drew Mestamaker are our first 2 quarterbacks, and they deserve to be here. I would have both of them ranked higher than Chaz, as Brendan has spent time at both Indiana and Cincinnati, and Drew was the backup to Deuce Adams in high school, who's currently a quarterback at Louisville. Both of them had incredible seasons in 2025, and I bet Drew will end up at Oklahoma State, and Brendan will probably end up at Texas Tech. Behind him, you have Mateen Ibarogba, who's another guy who I didn't know much about before doing portal videos, as he will go from Wake Forest to somewhere. DJ Lagway comes in as the most overrated player in the portal, in my opinion, as I'm not sure.
Whoa! As a Texas fan who has lost to DJ Lagway, I think he's a very talented player. But I do think, without a doubt, Byron Brown out of USF, he is way more talented than DJ Lagway, though. I will say Byron Brown is a real deal dog. DJ Lagway is great. He makes some good things happen. He's just really inconsistent. Byron Brown is just a freak of nature. Like,
why he's ranked at 6, but because of his potential, I guess scouts really like him. We have another similar guy who's talked about by the media all the time in Dylan Raiola, but Raiola actually had good stats at Nebraska. I actually have no idea why he's deciding to leave, as he had a good situation going on in Lincoln, and after just one more year being a starter, he definitely be drafted. I don't really know. If you're a fan of him though, where do you guys think he's going to end up? Today we saw a true freshman enter the portal in Caleb Hawkins, and he's now the 2nd guy from North Texas. He was a not very highly ranked recruit coming out of high school, but Hawkins ended up leading the country in touchdowns. I bet he will also follow Drew Mestamaker and Eric Morris to Oklahoma State. Byron Brown was also a little-known recruit coming out of high school, but after spending 4 years at USF, he'll look to use his final year of eligibility somewhere else. I assume he'll end up at Auburn, but he's going to get a ton of big offers out of the portal and will probably make a lot of money. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about Carius Kern, who comes in at number 10, but he's an offensive tackle, and I trust 24/7 Sports judgment. At number 11, we have a defensive lineman in Devin Tompkins, and just like our guy in Chaz Coleman earlier, I didn't think his stats popped off the page, but they also sort of rank defensive linemen differently, as it's more of a projection than an immediate impact kind of thing. Either way, Devin comes from USC and should be decent. We now get to our first wide receiver on the list, which is pretty crazy, and that's Omarion Miller. He ended up going to Colorado, and he played right away as a true freshman, and I remember him being pretty exciting. He got injured in 2024, unfortunately, but he had a bounce-back 2025 season despite inept quarterback play, and I'm not sure where he's going either. Behind him, you have Nick Marsh, our second wide receiver.
Do want to talk about a little bit about you know what I'm saying? Like, In this, what I want to talk about is, even though, oh man, I wish Omarion would have stayed in Colorado. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? I think it carries on the lineage of what do you can say whatever you want about Deion Sanders, the coach. Deion Sanders, the recruit, has been able to send multiple players in the NFL, specifically at the wide receiver position, right? And or find high level talent at the wide receiver position, right? You can't deny that. Amarion Miller is not a transfer portal guy. Amarion Miller was a high school recruit guy, right? That what's it called? Deion Sanders recruited, and him and his recruiting team. I'm so sorry. I don't want you to hear that or see that. But him and his recruiting team got in there, right? He stayed all 3 years. I think that, and this is what's so messed up about the transfer portal. There are some people who look. He's justified. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even as someone who, oh, man, I wish it would happen. The dude was there for 3 years. Like, there's some people who play one good year as a freshman. All right, boom, I'm out, and then I'm here, and then I'm bouncing here, and I'm bouncing there. Whereas Amarion Miller, I mean, he was there freshman year, tried to get some playing, then was hurt, then stuck out the entire year, didn't take a red shirt, didn't give up, put the stats that he put up, and he said, hey, man, I just gave 3 years to the school. At that point, I think that's fine. If I were to snap my hand and fix the transfer portal, it would simply just be, hey man, if you're transferring transferring somewhere, it has to be 2 years. Just if you're gonna do it, you get an instant start. Your first one is free. Your first one you get, but if you transfer somewhere, you got to stay there 2 years. The idea that you're transferring somewhere, like I love the immediate, and this is great because I love the immediate start. I love that, all that stuff. But at the same time, where do you start? You know, some people might look at Amarion Miller in some crazy way, right? Even though he's a guy that stuck it out in some tough situations for him personally and tough situations for the team, right? So I do think that he deserves the respect. He was always making great plays, no matter who the quarterback was. Obviously, the quarterback situation was up, down, left, right for Colorado this year. So I do want to give Amarion that credit, and give a little credit to Deion Sanders too. Just the way that he builds teams. Even though he's known for only being a quote unquote transfer portal guy. Hey, the Buffaloes, they losing a lot in the portal. We'll talk about in the main channel.
Receiver who was great as a true freshman at Michigan State in 2024 and also had a good 2025 season. But with Jonathan Smith leaving and the new coaching staff of Pat Fitzgerald coming in, Marsh, I guess, elected to enter the portal. And like Miller, he'll go somewhere big. We then get to another quarterback on the list in Rocco Becht, who is the son of an NFL player and ended up starting 3 years at Iowa State. I assume he will probably follow Matt Campbell to Penn State, but I'm sure other teams will make him an offer. Amaris Williams is an edge rusher from Auburn, and just like these other two guys, it's more about projection long term. At number 16, we have Toby Osinsami, and I don't know anything about him. He's an edge rusher, and apparently he was a 4-star recruit in high school as well, so he's a pretty big name. Hollywood Smothers is also a fascinating player in this year's portal, as after originally going to Oklahoma, he would transfer to NC State, where he's been incredible these last 2 seasons. I know he dealt with an injury late in the season, and NC State was not able to hold on to him. It looks like they're keeping CJ Bailey at quarterback, but they're going to lose another guy in Terrell Anderson, who's right below him. Both of these guys ended up going to NC State, and for the second straight year, they'll lose their number 1 wide receiver.
That sucks. CJ Bailey was a very outstanding true freshman out there. So very exciting true freshman. I think one in Maryland. 1 second. Sorry about that. I think one in Maryland, one in NC State, as well as homie out of Cal. A lot of great, exciting football to be looking forward to. But, I think the top 20 is good. You got Jabril Rawls down there, Benjamin Brahmer, 6'7", tight end, Iowa State. Jabril Rawls is a cornerback, 6'1", 176 out of Florida State. But, yeah, man, the transfer portal is going to be absolutely insane this year. I guarantee you, if I make a video a month, 2 months from now, there's going to be a whole nother top 20 of a whole different people that you probably didn't expect. I think Dylan Raiola has to be the most shocking one on the list for this top 20. You know what I'm saying? I understand DJ Lagway. There's a lot of coach changes, X, Y, Z. But that one in particular is like, man, that was your guy. You seem to make some strides, and a lot of people looked at him as an NFL level talent, even though I don't really see the hype for DJ Lagway. I think he's just an okay player. I don't think, he makes some high level throws sometimes. But just to say that he's like an immediate NFL body, it just kind of reminds me a little bit of the Drew Aller situation. Except I don't think he makes as many bonehead decisions as Drew Aller does. I will give him that. But regardless, let me know how you feel down below in the comments, and we'll be back. What's it called? Oh, Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So as I'm finishing recording the video. This is crazy. Parker Livingston, Texas wide receiver. This was his redshirt freshman year. This dude was Arch Manning's roommate. And he just entered the transfer portal. He just played in the bowl game. He played in the bowl game against Michigan. We weren't in the play. So you played in the bowl game? I guess to just get some extra tape. Like that's crazy. Like I thought everybody was cool. We got a 10-win season. I thought everything was crispy, but apparently not. Parker Livingston. I never thought of all players. I mean, we've already lost DeAndre Moore. We've lost Trey Wisner. My goodness. Hey, the portal gonna come for you one way or another. That is crazy. But y'all have a great one. Comment down below where you think Parker Livingston ranks. My God.